Okay, we're making Fijian goat curry tonight, and to make goat curry you need goat, and if you go to the store you're probably not going to find goat that looks like chopped up meat. You're going to find goat that looks like this, which is a baby goat leg. So we're gonna debone this thing, and there's not a lot of instructionals on how to do it, but basically this is the main bone right here, and we want to try to get as much kind of chunky meat out of this thing as possible. So we're gonna start cutting into this thing. Get some of this fat out of here first, and kind of see. Basically, you want 2-inch chunks of goat meat, and so if you can get the goat cut into those size pieces, you'll be pretty good, because you're going to cook it down for quite a long time. Okay, so when you're done, you should have something that looks like this, where you get a good 90% of the meat off the bone. And then you're going to cut them up into small, bite-sized chunks, about yay big. Can be a good anatomy lesson for the kids, as we just learned about the basically the hip bone connected to the hip socket. Alright, so you want 4 good cloves of garlic to start with, and there's a little bit of a secret to this. If you don't have a good sort of pestle and mortar, there's an alternative. Now in Fiji they use pestle and mortar usually to crush up all the herbs and stuff, but in this case I am actually going to grab these 4 cloves of garlic. I'm going to bring them right over here. We're going to throw them right in the old Vitamix, just like that. And then we're going to get an onion. And do the same thing. 3 peppers. Throwing peppers at you. 3 peppers look just like this. All I'm going to do with these guys is really just cut the top off of them, and they're going to get minced up in here too. Just like that. And then you want to take your ginger, and you want to just peel your ginger. Get rid of some of that hairy skin. And then I'm just going to cut this up kind of rough, just smaller pieces. And really what you want to do is you want to come on over here, and you kind of want to turn this into a paste. So we're gonna throw all that in, just like that. We're gonna grab our, you want to kind of tamp all that down nice. So what I'm doing is I am just kind of crushing up some of the ingredients. Basically what we need is cinnamon stick, 6 cloves, 4 cardamom pods, some turmeric, some fenugreek seed, looks like that, and then some ground cumin. That's going to kind of make a base for the curry. I also have curry powder. So I'm just crushing up the cinnamon stick right now, and it just makes it's going to make it absorb more. I'm going to do the same thing with these seeds a little bit, because they won't break down in a wet blender like that very well. But this will sort of release their flavorings into the mix more so. So once we get that broken down a little bit, some of this stuff will be a little bit fibrous, but it'll break down in the cooking process because you cook goat curry for a little while. Alright, so we're going to grab this, throw it in our palm of our hand, throw that in there, just like that. And then basically, about a 1/4 teaspoon fenugreek seeds. About a 1/2 teaspoon about everything else. So we're going to get just about that much cumin. Same with turmeric. Quite fit in there, so we're going to go this much. That's a little more than half. Yeah, about that. Just like that. And then we want 2 teaspoons of curry powder. Just about like that. Okay? And then really it's just a couple of quick pulses in here. Big, heavy. I like cast iron, of course. You're gonna get some olive oil. Basically, 2 tablespoons, coat the bottom of your pot with oil. You let that heat up a little bit. Then we're gonna dump this in. We'll let that fry for a little bit. Then we're gonna add the goat meat to it. And we're just gonna let this baby simmer for about 45 minutes. You essentially wanna take and dump the blended goodness into your pot and just kind of stir it around for a few minutes. Cook it for about 2 minutes, and then you're gonna start dumping the meat in. So you're going to do that, and then what I like to do is just come over here and add about a cup of chicken broth, which is just going to help kind of stew this a bit, because really what we're going to do is we're going to let this stew for the next 45 minutes. Just like this. Those goat pieces are going to be nice and tender. Might be kind of counterintuitive to not brown them first, but in this case, the texture that you have in Fiji tends to be a little more stewed and not so browned. I'm just going to whip up a little basmati rice. I like to rinse it a few times. Alright, when you get towards done, which it's going to look like this, I just like to grab a couple of spoonfuls of yogurt, stick that in there, and then give it a good once or 2 around. This is especially good for kids. It can take a little of the heat off of it if you've gone crazy with the chilies. I went about half or a quarter of the normal chilies. They would use a lot more in Fiji. In fact, they would make it super spicy. And that's pretty much what it's going to look like. It's ready to serve. All right, we're ready to use it. You excited?
Yes.
Me too. All right, we're going to dig into some goat curry here, folks. So Fijian goat curry qualifies as probably my favorite dish from any travels I've ever had. I got really sick in Fiji one year, and my host village made goat curry, and it was so spicy you could just feel like your face was running into the curry. And I've loved it ever since then. I was cured the next day, back out surfing the waves.